We, you know what, I want to talk about this, even though we didn't get into it, but just real quick, if you can, I remember you saying you switched over to a vegetarian diet.
I did. I
Okay.
did.
So what was the reasoning for that, and how's that changed your life? Changed for you.
Well, definitely, uh, change-wise, I mean, helped with a lot of just being bloated that I never knew what basically being bloated was until that. But no, the change was because these damn Netflix shows, man. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, we go to watch, was it Knives Over Forks or whatever, some craziness. I've watched some stuff and it just like it really is like, oh, like that is in no, you know what I mean? Like, so I forget when it was. It was right after SEMA. I'd gotten the SEMA flu, which wasn't really bad for me. I was down like one day, but it was the day I wasn't working anyways. Um, but I just wasn't feeling good, and then I got over that, and I was like I started working out again. This was about a week or two after we got back from SEMA, so right before Thanksgiving. And then I watched one of these shows on Netflix, and it just disturbed me on what was going on. And then I started seeing a lot of these athletes. It was an athlete-based show where they switched to a plant-based diet, not necessarily all vegan, but like plant-based kind of scenario, getting their proteins and all that. And I saw the performance of these guys as they were tracking it. You know what I mean? These nutritionists were tracking the performance, like giving one team member meats, the other one no meats, but compensating for plant-based proteins.
Yeah.
And the performance athletically was huge. And then they were doing it with people who had health problems.
Mm-hmm.
And within 30 days, these people who had health problems were dropping their medicines and naturally feeling better because it was allowing their bodies to self-heal. And I saw this, and I've seen so many people do it, but I actually started seeing the evidence. Now, whether that movie or show on Netflix was a persuasive one, because they could persuade anything in Hollywood to make it sound like it's the best thing for you.
Right.
But it just seemed legit, and I jumped on it, and I definitely felt a lot better. I lost some weight. The bloatedness, I could feel a difference there. The meat definitely does that, and it was nice. It was just it's hard though because everywhere you go, nobody supports it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a few, don't get me wrong, but like truly supporting it, like making a section of their menu to really dedicate to that kind of diet or lifestyle, it's a pain in the ass
Yeah.
to find that. You got to like manipulate the menu, and then they look at you funny. Now, let me get a salad, no dressing. Put the dressing on the side, and they're like, or something silly like it's just can I get double veggies versus this, and they're just like it was nice. I Where are we at? April, I would say at my grand opening, that's when I started slipping up. It was the 14th of March last month. The reason why is because at my grand opening I had a barbecue truck, food truck.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of like my kryptonite, some really good barbecue, Southern style. I'm like, I just can't. So I had a rib, and then 2 ribs, and then 3 ribs. And then I was like, oh man, I missed this. And it was so gooey and dripping in this hot barbecue sauce. So, I fell off the bandwagon at my grand opening. But no, if somebody's going to try it, it is difficult. I recommend doing your research because there's some huge alternatives to what you can do to be healthier, but just by changing your diet. And what I've learned is that you could take the money that you use on all these crap supplements and these meal replacements and all of this and redirect that same money, because it's not cheap to do that either, but redirect that same money towards better food. And basically you won't be spending twice. You won't have to spend on supplements and meals when you could just dump the money into the right food and make sure you portion it throughout the day so it works with your metabolism, figuring all that out. and just having a healthier diet overall will create a self-repair for your body to make you live longer. And that was the other thing. I love living, you know. I
Yeah.
look at life as 3 different periods of life every 30 years. 1 to 30 is learning, 30 to 60 is living, and then and 60 to 90 is just coasting the rest of the way out and enjoying life.
Okay.
Um, so and that's how I've seen a lot of people. You know, as I've grown up, I've seen those stages, and that's what I view it as, of course. But in order to get there, you got to be healthy, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I love the fact that those diets also help you stay looking younger. I mean, look at you. You're 70 years old. You look awesome.
Hey.
You know, you see what a plant-based diet does? You know, don't mind the gray hairs. That's okay. That's actually, you know, that's a new trend anyways. I got guys that are 30 years old dyeing their hair white just so they can look like you.
Yes.
But am I right though? With the right diet, it actually, you know, you feel your youth, you maintain that, and you hopefully look it as well, because it doesn't. The other foods kind of start to weigh in on you physically and make you look like what you're eating, basically.
Right. Yeah. It definitely comes out. You know, it shows on the outside. So whatever you're putting in comes out of you. So so that's key. You know, just putting in the right foods and the right nutrients in your body.
Yeah, and that's not. Unfortunately, it's not convenient. It's very inconvenient to have that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Convenient is being able to roll through a McDonald's and a fast food, or go pick up an order from Applebee's or something simple. And they think because they're going to these restaurants that if they pick the right thing on the right menu, just because it says it's a better meal or it's in their slim section, it's not usually. It's high calorie, you know, yeah, low fat, but super high calorie. I mean, you get something with barely any fat in it that's still pushing 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
And if you ain't doing nothing with that 2,000, you can have as much salmon and freaking and salad as you want, but if you're adding that heavy ass dressing on there, you're defeating the purpose. It's like ordering a Big Mac with a Diet Coke. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a good note to end on. And so I definitely appreciate your time. And like I said, you know, it's important that we just maintain our overall health and keep bring in goodness, you know, into our lives, whether it's food, the activities that we're doing, no matter what, we just definitely need to be mindful of what we're exposing ourselves to.
Yeah, mentally and physically.
And so with that, thank you for your time, and you stay healthy and stay sane, and wish all the best to you and your family, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you having me on, and we'll talk.
All right, take care.
All right, bye.